COVID planet, the Anarchists of Byzantium, of the Byzantine Empire, the Bogomils. I'm visiting a very rare site, 35 kilometers away of the city of Thessaloniki, near the refugee village of Nea Chalkidona. The old Chalkidona is in nowadays Kadıköy in Istanbul, in Constantinople. So, a few words. The Bogomils were the anarchists of the Byzantine emperor, his power, and on the doctrines of the Orthodox dogma. Of course, they were believing in Jesus, but they were abolishing the rituals, and they were keeping their faith in secrecy, and they wanted to stay clean in their faith and loyal. But the basic problem with the Byzantine power was that they were disapproving the power of the emperor and the patriarch and all the Orthodox rituals. So they were blamed and accused as heretics. Their leader, Vasilios, he was trapped um, to reveal the secrets of their faith and belief during an official visit to the palace, face to face with the emperor, but behind a curtain. There were all the members of the palace and the patriarchate. They wrote down his faith, and they thought that that was a confession of his guilt. So he was condemned to be burned alive many years before the Holy Inquisition in the Catholic Church. So, as Anna Komnini describes in her Alexiada, the life of her father, the Emperor Alexios I Komnenos, he was taken to the hippodrome at Meidani in today's Istanbul, in Sultanahmet. There was a pyre with fire, and across there was a wooden cross, and the emperor said, okay, if you abolish your faith and you say you regret it, then you will be saved from death. He was believing that first of all, he would not accept, and said that angels would take him away and save him from the flames. This didn't happen. He was burned alive, and the Bogomils were persecuted many years later. And what we see here is one of their cemeteries. There were many more that were destroyed in the cities of Pella and Vevi in Florina. So this one was in 1988 by Melina Mercouri, the Minister of Culture at that time. It was declared as a national monument. But the last time I was here, it was more mystical. It was many more crosses. Now the whole space is cleaned, and only like very few crosses remain. So this is the symbol of the crosses. They remind us a lot of Celtic monuments in Scotland and other areas. Some of the crosses are buried underground, probably, but since the clearance of the lot, the place has lost its mystical character. Of course, still it's very impressive. Of course, there is no sign to reach the site, and still the Orthodox Church considers them as heretics. Others consider them as a very pure and idealistic anarchist movement against the Byzantine rule and doctrine, and of course anything that is beyond the present and the future is persecuted by the power at that time, like it happens nowadays with the people who uh, doubt um, um, all this handling of the virus situation and the politics used to suppress any different scientific opinion. There should be only one opinion, and everybody should obey. Of course, the reasons are not medical but political. Some powers, some centers, they want to change the mindsets of human beings, and also to set a new rule for the planet. There is a name, of course, for this new rule. It's called the Great Reset, but that's another story that is still unfolding, and we still don't know what awaits the human beings. I have a feeling that what is in store for us is not going to be very, very good. Anyway, so back to the Bogomils. This is really a rare monument, which is amazing, and one of these sects, there are many sects. One started in Bulgaria, in Plovdiv, one in Veliko Tarnovo, many of them in Macedonia, and there were some sects that went to southern France and created the sect of Catharos, Cathar, which the legend says that is the root and the source of birth of the Night Crusaders who occupied Jerusalem, and they play also a vital part in the Da Vinci Code and many other mystical theories. They were again a very closed and very rich military slash religious sect. So this is the area. It's Christmas and it's empty. The weather is nice. It's not raining. I have a video from the old times. There is also a church to probably it's dedicated ironically to St. Peter and St. Paul. Well, St. Paul, that's another story that I will tell when we visit the route of St. Paul and his times and beings, the fake apostle, as I call him. And when we go to Kilikia in Tarsus when he was born. So all this, the last time I was here, I think I have a video from the last time. This was not existing, so now they designed it to receive new corpses and new dead people. It's a bit geometric. I don't know, it's a bit macabre, but it's also nice, like death is nice, as birth is nice. There is nothing to be scared, and but it has lost this unknown feeling. And I have a feeling that they uprooted many crosses that were lying on this area, and they left very, very few of them. Of course, there was also a minaret, which is still there. You see the base of the minaret from the Ottoman occupation of Macedonia and the Balkan Peninsula. Of course, now only the base remains, and of course there are also slots for the bones, the skulls and everything, which remind me a lot of the Catholic cemeteries. I don't see them very often in Greek cemeteries, but maybe times are changing. Not maybe, for sure. So that's the site. I will keep going, and I will try maybe to go to Pella. Maybe I will discover some other unknown Bogomil cemeteries. I know there were a lot, and there was an archbishop at the beginning of the 20th century and later that ordered the bulldozers to totally destroy the huge Bogomil cemetery because it was heretic. It was considered heretic for the Orthodox faith. So that's about it. You should visit it if you happen to be in Thessaloniki and around. It's a fabulous place. Very quiet, very calm.